Hello traders, Zigzag Man here, and today I'll be doing a company profile of Universal Bioenergy Incorporated. The ticker symbol is UBRG. It trades on the OTCQB marketplace, which is the second highest tier on the OTC market, and that means this company must file all of their SEC filings and file them in a timely manner. The company website is universalbioenergy.com. Go there to find out more about the company and to find out more about the stock itself. I recommend going to the otcmarkets.com company information page. This is who they are at Universal Bioenergy. Their primary objective is to be one of the top independent energy companies in the United States. Management's new aggressive strategy and business plan to be vertically integrated through mergers and acquisitions will allow them to generate higher revenues, profits, and value for their shareholders. With $41 million in revenues last year, Universal Bioenergy's acquisitions of NDR and ProGas have already proven their values to the company. They expect to continue this growth while they become a more vertically integrated company with greater management control over their supply chain from the producer through marketing, distribution, and directly to their customers. Universal Bioenergy Incorporated is an independent, diversified energy company headquartered in Irvine, California. Their common stock is presently listed on the OTC Pink Sheets market trading systems under the trading symbol UBRG. Universal Bioenergy was incorporated on August 13, 2004 in the state of Nevada under the name Palomine Mining Incorporated. On October 24, 2007, the company changed its name from Palomine Mining to Universal Bioenergy to better reflect its new business plan and strategic direction. Their primary business focus is the production, marketing, and sales of natural gas, oil, and alternative energy. Through their subsidiary, they presently sell natural gas to 22 of the largest public utilities, electric power producers, and local gas distribution companies that serves millions of commercial, industrial, and residential customers throughout the United States. They are also engaged in the acquisition of oil and gas fields, lease acquisitions, and development of newly discovered or recently discovered oil and gas fields, re-entering existing wells, transmission and marketing of the products to our customer base. They are continuing their growth through an ongoing series of acquisitions, the most recent of which was NDR Energy Group LLC. In the year 2010, management totally reorganized and restructured the company with a new strategic direction and business plan. Our primary objective is to exploit changes in the energy market with the intent to propel the company to a dominant market position and be one of the top independent energy companies in the United States. Another major objective in their revised business plan is to finding new ways to create more value for their shareholders and investors. Their management intends to deliver greater value to the shareholders and investors by generating increasing revenues, producing solid earnings, and improving returns on invested capital for the long-term growth of the company. They believe this is the ultimate measure of their success. By building on successes in 2010, they plan to achieve these future objectives by pursuing the following strategies. Mergers and acquisitions. We plan to continue our growth by means of mergers and acquisitions of other companies in the natural gas, petroleum, and alternative energy industries. This may also include liquefied natural gas, compressed natural gas, solar thin film technologies, wind, biofuels, syngas, and acquisitions of patented energy technologies. Vertical integration. We have adapted our business strategy to become more vertically integrated company to give us greater management control over our supply chain from the producer through marketing, distribution, and directly to our customer. Increase operating income. We intend to increase our operating income and earnings by obtaining our gas at the wellhead at the producer's price and aggregating the purchase of our gas supply through a large number of independent producers with long-term purchase agreements to supply to our customers. Oil and gas field development. We intend to pursue the acquisition of more oil and gas properties and assets. This includes existing oil and gas fields, development of newly discovered or recently discovered oil and gas fields, re-entering existing capped wells, and lease acquisitions. We especially have a high level of interest in the development of existing fields whereby we can re-enter previously drilled capped wells to extract the oil and gas using new drilling extraction methods and techniques. Fields with previously drilled capped wells would be of highest priority for us since they had been proven wells before and would therefore have lower development cost and lower associated financial risks. Our own oil and gas supply. We plan to own and/or control our own natural gas supply by obtaining the gas at the wellhead from supplies with large reserves and inventories to market and distribute directly to our growing customer base. Here are a few significant accomplishments of the company. Let's start in the middle, where on December the 8th, 2010, as part of our plans for growth and expansion, they established a new division known as Texas Gulf Oil and Gas Incorporated. Now, the story at the top came out 2 days later, where they signed an agreement. Texas Gulf Oil and Gas signed an agreement with ProGas to jointly develop the Northwest Fremont oil and gas field located in Texas's Gulf Coast Natural Trend in Jim Wells County, Texas. The plans include potentially developing up to 150 oil and gas wells from this field. ProGas has developed over 2,000 oil and gas wells, and they have over 200 years of combined experience in the oil and gas industry. According to Bioenergy, the estimated reserves of the field are over 200 million barrels of oil and over 200 million cubic feet of gas. And then the bottom story is Universal Bioenergy applies for listing on the Frankfurt Stock Exchange. Here are all the latest headlines for UBRG, Universal Bioenergy Incorporated. And there's been a lot of news out. Starting at the bottom there, Friday, February the 24th through March 1st, that's only a week. So they put out 9 PRs in the last week. And if you read some of them, actually all of them, they're very good news. So take some time to do your DD and read all of this great news they've been putting out. Now, here's one of the PRs I found most interesting. It came out on February the 28th, 2012, which was last week. UBRG closes acquisition of Whitesburg coal mine in a deal valued at $264 million. Take a good look at that PR. It's well worth reading. Here are all of the SEC filings for UBRG. And about halfway down, you'll notice that the last 10Q quarterly report came out on November 17th of the last year. So I would expect a 10Q quarterly to come out almost any day now. So keep your eyes peeled for that. Now here are the insider transactions for the last 6 months. There are 3 buys, 0 sells. The total amount of shares bought were 23,970,200. Here is a list of the major holders from the Yahoo Finance site. 19% of all shares held by all insider and 5% owners. 19%, that's huge. That's almost a fifth of all shares owned by insiders and 5% owners. And what's unusual is 1% of shares are held by institutional and mutual fund owners. And another 1% of the float is held by institutional and mutual fund owners. There is one institutional holder here. Okay, and they are at the bottom, United Capital Financial Advisors LLC, with 1.1 million shares. This is very interesting to see this kind of insider and institutional activity on an OTC QB stock. Here is the net share purchase activity for insiders for the last 6 months from the Yahoo Finance site. There are 37.74 million shares held by insiders. That is a good sign that the insiders of this company believe in the future of their own company. Now here is the Standard & Poor's factual report on Universal Bioenergy dated February the 4th, 2012. It's 9 pages long, $25, and for Standard & Poor's to be making a factual report on an OTC QB stock is highly unusual, but very, very interesting, and I take this as a very good sign here. Now here's something even more interesting, to see 3 reports come out on this company in the month of February 2012, with the Standard & Poor's on the 4th, the global data on the 10th, and the Pachella's report at the end of February, on the 24th of February, about a week ago. So all of a sudden there's this huge interest. People are writing reports. I take this again as a very good sign. Here is the contact information to get a hold of someone at the company, with an address, a phone number, a toll-free phone number. They also have a fax, an email for general information, and an email for interested investors in UBRG. So Radar, Universal Bioenergy Incorporated this week, ticker symbol UBRG. They've had 3 research reports published just last month, which I find extremely interesting. 19% of the shares are owned by insiders, which is a nice showing of what the insiders think about their own company. They've had some great news lately, quite a bit of it, and a recent acquisition that is going to help the bottom line. Also keep your eye out for the upcoming 10Q quarterly report that should be out any day now. Now, because of time constraints on YouTube, there are a number of slides after this video ends, timed at 7 seconds. And they all come from the company website, but it's some very interesting reading if you would like to do your research starting now, right here. So keep your eye on this one next week. Could be a real good one. And I want to wish you all happy trading and good luck.